I've got a secret for you. If you can make meaning of your world in more cognitively and emotionally sophisticated ways, you can navigate and operate in your world much more effectively and therefore be more successful. Now, there's been research for over 50 years that's identified that there are different levels of cognitive and emotional sophistication. And when we work towards rising up or elevating our cognitive and emotional sophistication, this is what's called vertical development. Now, the research over 50 years have identified 3 primary vertical development levels. I call them Mind 1.0, Mind 2.0, and Mind 3.0, because each level has a different internal operating system that is focused on different needs. So for example, in Mind 1.0, we're primarily focused on our safety, our comfort, and our belonging. In fact, we're willing to give of our independence and our power in exchange for these things. Those in Mind 1.0, they want to fit in with the group. They want to stay safe within the group. Now, about 65% of all adults operate primarily out of Mind 1.0. Only 35% of adults operate in Mind 2.0, which is what I want to focus on, but that only leaves 1% that operate in Mind 3.0. And that's ultimately where we want to head. But like I said, I want to focus in Mind 2.0 for this video. You see, when we're in Mind 2.0, we're not focused on fitting in. Actually, we're focused on standing out. We want to advance ourselves. We want to get ahead. We want to be seen as successful. And so when we're in Mind 2.0, we're willing to take initiative. We're willing to take on leadership. We are focused on goals and our objectives and accomplishing those. Now, this is all good because it leads those in Mind 2.0 to be more effective generally than those in Mind 1.0. It also allows them to be not dependent thinkers, to be independent thinkers. So there's some positives here with Mind 2.0. But there are also some rather severe downsides. Now, what we found when we study Mind 2.0 individuals is that where they are focused is on themselves, on them standing out, on them getting ahead. So oftentimes those in Mind 2.0 can become rather selfish. I don't know if you see this in yourself, but I know that I do. It's something that I'm surely working on. And so those in Mind 2.0 often have a tendency to step on or walk over others to get to the outcomes that will allow them to stand out. Now, what research has also found is that 85% of all executives operate in Mind 2.0. And I think this speaks to the reason why 75% of employees say that their leaders are the worst and most stressful part of their jobs. It's because they have leaders that, yes, they're focused on outcomes, but it's a self-focused interest in their outcomes. And they're willing to burn bridges in order to get to those outcomes. So that's the primary downside of operating in Mind 2.0. But a secondary downside of operating in Mind 2.0 is that those who operate in Mind 2.0 is that they have a really hard time being present, being mindful, being in the moment, because they're so go, go, go towards those objectives that will allow them to stand out. I know that as I learn about these different mindset levels, this is one in which I see a lot of this within me. It's helped me deepen my self-awareness and help me to see I've got some room to grow. And where I want to talk about in my next video is about the next level. What do we want to get into, which is Mind 3.0. So I hope this makes sense. I hope that it's something that allows you to introspect and ask yourself, where are you at? Are you in Mind 1.0, Mind 2.0, or Mind 3.0, which we'll get into.